Gauntlet continues as Mubin brings his High Fleet behemoth to face Space Marine Steve and his Blood Angels in this Tempest battle using Arcs of Omen rule set. The Hive Mind seeks more biomass for its digestion pools, while the Blood Angels seek to prevent another devastation of Baal. Who wins this classic matchup of unyielding power armor versus unstoppable monstrosities? Will Mubin's run of the Gauntlet continue with a victory or another defeat? Will Steve get to Thunderhammer something? This is 40K in 40 minutes. Gauntlet Battle! Greetings 40K fans, your host JT McDowell here, and welcome to another episode of 40K in 40 minutes. Today we feature Space Marine Steve versus Dammit Mubin in a battle of Mubin running the gauntlet of Play On Tabletop.
Hey everybody, this is Space Marine Steve from Play On Tabletop. I'm so excited to be here in the studio again, and I get to play Mubin! All a part of the gauntlet! It's all a part of the gauntlet!
Steve has brought a Blood Angels army today at 1,500 points. Led by a Judiciar, he's got Chief Librarian Mephiston, Asterath, a Death Company Dreadnought, some Death Company Jump Marines, Terminator Assault Squad with, of course, Thunder Hammers, a Terminator Squad with Power Fists and a Heavy Flamer, a 10-man squad of Assault Marines, he's probably going to Combat Squad them, a Ball Predator with Twin Assault Cannon, and an Eradicator Squad.
I am playing my Blood Angels today, and oh, am I ever so excited because Blood Angels are awesome. And I have a great addition to my army, all thanks to one of our patrons, Nate, who sent me an absolutely gorgeously painted Mephiston, the brand new Primaris Mephiston, and just look at him. Look at that. The highlighting, the face details. Gets me all hot and bothered, and I should get you hot and bothered too.
Hey everyone, Mubin again. I am here with my Tyranids, and I'm here to take on Steve, the next challenge in the gauntlet.
Mubin has brought High Fleet Behemoth today. He's got the Swarmlord as well as a Tyranid Prime, 3 squads of Tyranid warriors, all outfitted the same, warrior with Deathspitter and Bone Swords, warrior with 2 Scything Talons Venom Cannon, and warrior with Deathspitter Bone Swords, a Maliceptor, a Toxicrene, an Exocrine, and a Tyrannifex with the Acid Spray.
I'm here with a force of High Fleet Behemoth. It's gonna be a good fight, and it's gonna be bloody, because we're going up against some Blood Angels.
I expect the Tyrannifex to get up and start just leveling things, while the Exocrine can sit back and just bomb the crap out of Steve's Blood Angels. This is a real hammer and anvil type matchup, and I can't wait to get going. Today's mission is Tempest of War Spearhead Assault. Our special rule effects are Warp Lightning Storm. Any units within range of an objective marker at the start of the Psychic phase will need to roll a d6 and on a 1, take a mortal wound. We're also playing Direct Assault. Hold 1 objective for 4 points, hold 2 objectives for 4 points, and hold more for another 4 points. And if you hold a new objective or kill a unit in range of an objective, you score 2. If you do both, you score 3. To a maximum of 15 per turn and 45 for the game. This episode is brought to you by Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice is your go-to source for resin dice. That's right, hand-swirled resin and silicone molds provide a heavier, more balanced, and most importantly, bubble-free die that is then precision machined and laser engraved. They offer square corners, round corners, matte finish, 6-sided or polyhedral sets, and of course, custom dice for your gaming needs. New metal dice tins are just launched for Baron of Dice 25 count sets, as well as their 12mm dice, custom made for Baron of Dice. Make sure to check out Baron of Dice and use code PLAYON to save yourself $2.50 off of any order, and it stacks with the special Adepticon code. Use Adepticon23 if you're going to be at Adepticon and pick up your dice at booth 906 and talk to the Baron of Dice in person.
You're going down.
You're going down.
Steve's going to put his Eradicators in reserve. He's also got his Assault Squad Combat Squad.
Attacker Defender. Huh!
I got a 5.
Mubin starts the game with 3 command points. Steve starts with 4.
First unit for deploying for me.
The big boy. Look at it go. A unit of Assault Marines right here.
For my deployment, my list really isn't designed to be cagey and sit back. I need to get up close and personal. These monsters want to be in your face, and they want to be doing damage, with the exception of the Exocrine. So we've got a nice little spot for him, and just have him cover the table. When he sees something, he's going to shoot at it, and it's probably going to die. Okay, next drop is going to be the Acid Spray Tyrannifex back here.
So for deployment, the thing is I'm operating with something called a danger zone. And my list is really aggressive, and so what I want is I want Mubin to get inside the danger zone. So I even overheard he is talking about a danger zone too, so we both have danger zones. And if you wouldn't mind just playing danger zone and cutting my head to be over Tom Cruise's body, that would be dope. Boom, 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 boom. Zone. Terminators. Touching the forest. In it.
Unit of warriors down here.
This squad of Terminators going right up front. Come get some.
So this unit's just gonna go back here, touching this crater.
Judiciar.
All right, next one is gonna be the Tyranid Prime, going down here with all his boys.
Mephiston. Right here.
Swarmlord, just chomping at the bit over here.
Dreddy. The Dreddy.
Considering I'm going up against Blood Angels, and most of my Tyranids are pretty melee focused, I would like Steve to go first, so that brings him closer to me, and it puts him into danger close range, instead of me having to get into his danger zone.
The deciding factor in this game is who is going to utilize the giant center ruin the best. Who controls that objective in the center, that's probably going to be a lot of the deciding factors on who controls the pace and flow of the game. I'm hoping that he has to go first and he has to make decisions first, giving me the option to react.
Better be you. Oh, god damn it. I just rolled a 6. This is not where I needed it.
And this is where my crap luck holds out. Woo!
No!
Yeah, 4.
No!
And look at that! It happened! Yes! Welcome to my danger zone, Mubin. Welcome to my danger zone.
Top of the battle round.
Steve's up to 5 command points to Mubin's 4. Mubin starts dishing out his command phase ability, choosing the Maliceptor's Psychic Imperative to be able to do actions as well as shoot, fall back, and cast powers.
Tyranid Prime. He's going to go ahead and tell this squad of warriors to reroll 1s to wound. I'm going to use Devastation of the Hive Mind to make this unit of warriors reroll all hit rolls. And then I'm going to use Hive Commander to make each of those warriors count as 2 models for OBSEC instead of just 1. All right, so secondaries.
Mubin draws Extend Battle Lines. He's got to hold his home objective and 1 more No Man's Land. Storm Hostile Objective, flip an objective that Steve currently holds. And No Retreat, No Surrender. He can't leave an objective voluntarily, fall back, or fail morale for an entire game turn.
The Mubin phase. Start with the Toxicrene. He's going to advance.
Toxicrene advances up to take an objective. That's going to score 2 for Mubin on the primary and will satisfy Extend Battle Lines for 5.
Maliceptor's just going to move up. Just going to scooch there. As much as I want to be aggressive, and as much as every bone in my body is telling me to be aggressive, I'm going to play this one a little cagey, just line things up for next turn, and maybe take a few pot shots where I can. Tyranid Prime is just going to move there. Acid Spray Trinifex is going to advance. He's just going to scoot up to here.
Warp Lightning Storms now and Mortal Wounds near objectives on a -1. The Toxicrene is hit.
Down to 14 wounds for the Toxicrene.
Only the Death Company Dread takes Immortal as well.
Psychic phase. So, only psychic power I'm going to go for this turn is going to be Catalyst, coming from the Swarmlord. I'm going to bounce it onto the Toxicrene.
Catalyst denied by Mephiston. No feel, no pain for the Toxicrene.
Maliceptor's going to go next. He's going to do his psychic action.
Mubin casting Encephalic Diffusion. He's going to be -1 to strength shooting near that Maliceptor.
Only thing I'm going to shoot with is going to be the Exocrine.
Exocrine firing now, spending 1 command point. Mubin is on Observer Organism. That's going to have exploding 6s to hit. Steve responds with Smokescreen to make his Predator harder to hit.
6 plus D3 shots for 7. Going to be looking for 4s.
Sounds good.
Doesn't wound. That's all the shooting I've got.
Not much in that turn. Mubin is up to 7 points with 2 primary and 5 secondary. He's discarded Storm Hostile Objective and currently holds No Retreat, No Surrender as an ongoing objective.
All right, well, end of Mubin's turn. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Like, he didn't do much of anything, actually. Like, the lightning did almost as much as he did. And I'm actually feeling all right. I think that I can weather what Mubin is dishing up, especially if the dice keep up like this. So I'm feeling okay.
Steve's turn 1. Both players take up a command point, Mubin to 4, Steve to 5, and Steve starts to dish out his command phase stuff, starting with Massive Doom for Master Wrath, and it fails. Litany of Hate also fails. Oh no! Secondaries, Steve draws Overwhelming Firepower and spends a command point on New Orders, drawing Bring It Down instead. That is a possibility. He's got to kill the unit with the highest wound count. Tyranids is going to be the target for sure. Steve draws Deploy Teleport Homer. He's got to do an action to Mubin's deployment zone and capture enemy outpost. Take Mubin's objective. That could be tough. Mubin phase and his Terminators just move up to hold that objective, and he spreads around a little bit to try to bring some pain.
All right, so my turn. My choice here is to move up somewhat cautiously. I am gonna sling a unit right at him though, and just start harassing him a little bit, maybe take down something that I think he might need. And I'm eyeing up those warriors over there. So I think I'm gonna send the Death Company right into the front of his deployment zone to be kind of annoying and make him shuffle his resources around a little bit. And so let's amp them up and see what's up. Psychic phase.
The Warp Lightning hits, and the Toxicron takes another wound.
Down to 13. Does that tag him?
Yep.
Cool. You're -1 to cast.
Psychic phase now. Mephiston casts Unleash Range, and it fails. Shield of Sanguinius also fails. Wow, Shadows of the Warp shut both down. That -1 really hurt Steve.
And none of my stuff went off.
Shadows in the Warp coming in clutch, denying Steve some key powers without having to actually deny them. Fantastic.
I get no litanies and no psychic powers and no fun. All right, so then we go into my shooting phase, yes. The remainder of my turn, aside from this though, I think is just gonna be positioning myself, getting on these objectives so I can make sure that I score in the following rounds. And I am not happy about my secondaries. They are not conducive to good play right now. And so I think this turn is gonna turn into a bit of a burner turn. So then the Predator is gonna shoot everything into the big boy.
Ball Pattern Predator firing its twin assault cannon into the Tyranids, taking it down to 15 wounds remaining.
The Terminators are all going to shoot their Storm Bolters into the Stanky Boy.
Everything else dumps into that Toxicrene now. Bolters, Meltas, oh my, only 3 wounds. Toughness 8 monsters are definitely tough to shift with only Strength 4 weapons.
Yeah, so now we got charges. The only real charge we got is the Death Company into those warriors.
Yep. Death Company coming in. This is gonna hurt, but I have a plan.
Here comes that Death Company squad into the warriors. Mubin choosing to overwatch for 1 command point, down to 3, and no effect.
You ready?
Yep.
Fight phase now. Mubin spends 2 command points on Unparalleled Ferocity. That's a high fleet behemoth fight on death stratagem. That could really hurt the Death Company. Even if they kill the squad of warriors, they could die right back.
They have 2 attacks base, 1 for Angels of Death, 1 for Black Rage, and then 1 for the Chainsword, so 5 attacks apiece. On 3s, huzzah! And so then on 4s.
-1, 5 up. I make none, so that's 2 dead, but they'll come off after you're done.
Thunderhammer. So this is on 4s.
Yep.
Ooh, the Chainswords have done some shredding. Steve Command rerolls to wound for a Thunderhammer into a 1! Oh no! One of them's gonna live!
So the 2 that I would have pulled would be one of the Bone Swords and the Scything Talons.
Sure.
So Scything Talon's gonna attack first.
Oh boy, Unparalleled Ferocity. That 2 command points just nuke Steve's Death Company squad. Good grief. The curse of Steve Touch Dice continues.
I was holding on to Unparalleled Ferocity. It came in clutch. Took a couple casualties, but I managed to wipe that Death Company squad right out.
Knowing now that Mubin has a stratagem like that, I know that I am not gonna go in there without a real plan. And so I thought maybe they could handle all of those warriors, but I am unfortunately and almost embarrassingly wrong. So, yeah.
End of Steve's turn 1 and end of battle round turn 1. Steve managed 2 on primary to get him to 2 points to Mubin's 12 as he scores no retreat, no surrender. Mubin sits at 1 command point, Steve sits at 3, and he's discarded capture enemy outposts. On to Mubin's turn 2, let's see what happens next.
Going into turn 2, That setup in turn 1 was really helpful. I've got the Swarmlord in a good spot to get in and take out Dreadnought. The Acid Spray Tyrannifex can move up. Warriors can move up. Maleceptor can move up. Everything is now ready to move in and start doing some real damage.
8 points on primary takes Mubin up to 20-2 in his favor. 2 command points to Steve's 4.
Got some command phase shenanigans to do.
Mubin's using Guide Mine for his Hive Imperative. He's pulled Investigate Sites. He's got to do an action within 6 inches of the center. Hold the line, keep Steve away from his deployment zone, and Battlefield Supremacy. He has to hold 3 and more objectives than Steve does.
Let's move some stuff.
Makes sense.
Turn 1 setup ended up exactly the way I wanted. There's a lot of things a lot closer. I'm just going to now move up, start dishing out the hurt. Tyrannifex is in range, Swarmlord's in range, just all the damage is about to come out, and this is going to be pain. I'm just going to go over this way.
He is being aggressive. Being aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Sorry, had a moment. We're good. That's those Warp Storm shenanigans. They're messing with me.
Just move them over to... So, you know what? Just a lone warrior. Keep you there too. That is it for my movement phase.
Here we go. So at the beginning of the psychic phase,
Steve avoids the Warp Storm shenanigans, but the Tyrannifex takes a wound.
doing some of my work for me.
14. The warriors in the back there, they're okay. Yep, warriors in the middle now, they're okay. And Toxicrane, he's okay. I'm gonna start the party off with the Maleceptor.
Yep.
He's gonna cast Onslaught on himself.
Here we go. I'm gonna try and shut it down.
Ooh, no onslaught for you! Mephisto denies, and that Maleceptor will not be able to charge after advancing. That could be huge.
So smiting into the Terminators.
Yeah, we're gonna try and shut it down.
Yeah, that's the one you want to shut down more than anything else. Smite was denied too. There goes all my mortal wounds. Okay, Swarmlord. He's gonna catalyst the warriors in the middle. That's good with the 10. And then he will go ahead and cast Smite into, I believe the Dread is the closest to him.
Okay.
Good with an 8. For 2 mortal wounds.
Ha! No, goes to 5.
On to Schusting. Toxicrane shooting into the Assault.
Okay.
Mubin's Toxicrane is targeting those Assault Marines and managed to take down one of the Assault Boys.
Exocrane's gonna try and take out the Predator.
I will smoke screen again.
Yep. D3 plus 6 shots.
Yep.
On 4s. And then winning on 3s.
Strength 8.
3 saves, AP 4, 3 damage each.
I take 9. 3 wounds remaining.
Tyrannifex is gonna go next.
Yep.
He's gonna fire the Acid Spray into the Jump Pack Boys, and then the Stinger Salvo will go into the Predator.
The Tyrannifex splits fire, trying to drop that Predator as well as the second Assault Squad, fails on the Pred, but manages to kill 3 Assault Marines.
This lone Tyranid warrior is just gonna take his 3 Death Spitter shots into them as well.
Sure.
Another Assault Marine takes a wound, and they're looking pretty thin over there.
Buffed up squad of warriors. Venom Cannon's gonna go into the Predator, try and finish it off. And then the 2 Death Spitters are gonna go into the squad of Terminators right in front of them.
Death Spitters take a single wound off those Shield Hammer Terminators. Only 1 wound, isn't enough? And it is! Down goes the Predator, but no explosion. That kicks Steve off of his home objective. That's big.
I've got 2 warriors on my home objective that can see the Assault Squad.
Sure.
So I've got a Death Spitter and a Venom Cannon that can see.
Okay.
Start with the Death Spitter. 3s are good, and then looking for 3s.
So goes Force. One guy takes 1 wound.
And then the Venom Cannon shots. I get 1 shot. Looking for 3s, and then winning on 2s.
That's good. So 5s. Kills
So
this.
kills the wounded one. That is the end of my shooting phase.
Charge phase now, and Swarmlord charges the Dreadnought and the Assault Squad.
Well, Swarmlord's in there, and Swarmlord's probably gonna kill everything.
For the extra movement, I'm just gonna charge in the Tyrannifex as well. He's good. There, he's just going into the Assault Squad.
Sure.
I'm just gonna start with the Swarmlord. 9 attacks.
Steve spends a command point here on Refusal to Die to try to keep his Dreadnought alive. Good choice there. He's down to 2 command points, but will have a 5-up ignore damage.
I'm gonna take 3 attacks into the Assault Squad, 6 into the Dreadnought. Start with the Assault Squad, looking for 2s and then 2s.
Here we go.
Wounds with 2, AP 4-3 damage.
Yep, you just killed them both.
Assault Squad is wiped, but Mubin spends a command point. Down to 1 command point remaining, but Steve may live. Just dies! Oh! Command point trade-off there. Steve still sits at 2 and has units in reserve, and Mubin is up close and in his face.
Hey, look, the Swarmlord has killed everything.
Swarmlord does exactly what I want him to do. Walks in, takes out the Dreadnought, takes out the Assault Squad. That objective's mine.
Mubin has 28 total points, 13 primary, 15 secondary, has discarded Investigate Sites and discarded Hold the Line, but scored Battlefield Supremacy this turn. 28-2 with 1 command point to Steve's 2 command points as we head into Steve's turn 2. No primary for Steve, but he does gain a command point up to 3, and we sit at 28-2. Steve advances into the Tactical Doctrine now. He wants to get to Assault Doctrine as fast as he can. Massive Doom goes off. His Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators are going to get +1 to hit. That's nice. Secondaries, Steve draws Hold the Line. He needs to keep moving 6 inches away from his deployment zone. That's going to be really, really hard. Steve needs command points, so he's not going to swap it out. Hey, he could possibly score it. He's still got Bring It Down on the Tyranids effects and deploy Teleport Homers. It's a possibility.
I have got a little laundry list of things that have to get done here, and the first thing is I have to remove the Tyranids effects, score my Bring It Down. There's job number 1. Job number 2, I have to maim the Swarm Lord. And then I also need to remove Mubin from the center of the table.
Into the movement phase.
Into the movement phase. All right, so these Shield and Hammer Terminators are gonna start marching over this way.
Ooh, the Thunder Boys are heading for Swarmy. He's super tanky, but to a Thunderhammer Armored Terminator, Swarmlord kind of looks like a nail. The Assault Marines are ready to do some melta damage to that Toxicrene.
All the reserves coming in?
Yeah.
Here come the other Death Company squad. They're going to try and sink the charge into Mubi's home objective. Blood Angels charging makes that only an 8 to get them. There's actually a pretty good shot there, and Steve has command points.
Yeah, I'm putting the Death Company in the back corner. If I make this charge and with Blood Angels, it's definitely a reasonable chance that I do. If I make the charge, if the Eradicators kill the Tyranids effects and I can maim Swarmlord enough, I can really start pushing Mubin off of his winning pace in the game, because I'm playing from behind right now.
Eradicators line up a shot on those great big Gribblies.
Steve's got some Eradicators coming in. I think I've got this. I've got a lot of T8 monsters with some 4-up invuls. Should be able to survive.
Warp Storm time!
Warp Storm Lightning has no effect this time.
All right, so what we're gonna do is he's gonna Shield of Sanguinius himself to give him an invul.
Invul?
With a 6, and it does succeed, actually.
Right, Maleceptor's gonna try and deny.
Shield of Sanguinius denied, but Mephiston gets off quickening.
So the Eradicators are all gonna shoot into the Tyranids effects.
And I get the double tap.
Woo! So on 4s. Huzzah!
But I get 4-up invuls. I failed them all.
Oh no!
How many? How many?
14.
Serious?
Yeah. Do you have any way to like save this? No, you don't.
No, I'd have to do a command reroll to do it.
No, and then we're past that. So yeah,
No.
14. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Just
13,
enough.
14. On the nose! And I have slain the Tyranids Hex. Bring it down, big boy. Judiciar is going to shoot into the Warriors on 4s. Wounds, AP -1.
That's into the Warriors?
Yeah.
They fail.
Take
damage.
a couple damage.
Catalyst. I take 1 damage.
Sounds good. The Terminators are going to shoot everything into the Warriors. So D6 shots off the Heavy Flamer. Force. 1, AP -1.
They're okay.
Full guns.
Well done. I make 1 4-up save, and then I've got 2 catalyst rolls. I make neither, so Venom Cannon down.
Kills a dude over there. So the 4 bolt pistols will just go into the...
Yep.
Take that, Warriors.
I take the damage.
Oh, snap. Awesome.
Awesome.
So then what's going to happen is we'll go into charges.
Charge phase. Death Company into the Warriors in the back corner, and they're in.
Astrath just bombs into the...
Swarmlord?
Bombs into the Swarmlord.
Go for it.
In a 12.
Woo!
He's
Right to the
in
other
it. He just
side.
wants it. He wants it so badly.
Mephiston in with 11 + 1. That's a 12.
Yeah, right in there.
Dominators.
The Terminators.
Dominators.
They actually need a
9.
7. Ooh. If they rolled a 6, they would be in.
Yep.
So I need to roll a 5. Here we go. With a 5.
Oh my god, just
Woo!
barely.
All right. And then these Terminators here in the middle
Slam
are going
into
to
the
charge.
Warriors.
Yeah, slam into the Warriors.
Oh, wow,
With
they
a
make
5,
it.
but they're in.
Yeah. I haven't seen charges this well in so long. He connects with everything. Everything's in combat.
This is the basketball. This is the hoop. Slam, dunk. Glass shatters. Crowd goes wow. So we go to the fight phase.
Yep.
Judiciar mid-table makes those Warriors fight last. Steve chooses to fight first with his Thunderhammer Terminators. Good choice, as you don't want Swarmlord interrupting.
Huh! Go on 3s.
5 4-ups.
He takes Swarmlord down to 10 wounds.
Mephiston will go. Huh! Oh yeah, so
Mephiston.
times 2. Oh, what? I'm gonna spend a CP and reroll one of these.
Okay. 4-up still. I fail all 3 of them.
3d3.
Okay.
So you take 6.
6 down to 4.
And then Astra.
Finish him off.
Huzzah!
It goes through.
For 3 damage.
He's got 1 wound left.
The Terminator's here.
Mubin does spend 2 command points on Unparalleled Ferocity on his Catalyst buffed Warrior squad.
So cool. I want to get the actual name right. Yeah, on the Warriors, spending the 2 points there. Nope. So that is 1 dead for sure. So I'm just going to put dice next to him because they're not dead yet.
Power Fist time.
Yeah, that's going to be the squad dead,
Oh, okay.
but because of Unparalleled Ferocity,
They get to
they
fight regardless.
Fight regardless.
But there's only 2 of them this time around.
But set to defend gives me 2s to hit.
I would have actually interrupted with the squad at the back and kill those Death Company. The mid-table is a loss at this point, but my home objective is so much more important.
So you kill 1 and a bit Terminators.
Okay, and these guys come off. Only charge left is the Death Company back here.
The Death Company failed to wipe a squad last time.
5-ups. I make 1.
Oh, and they are gone. Death Company absolutely living up to the name. You're a funny-looking Horus, Tyranid Warrior, but you're gone. That's really unfortunate for Mubin, and a big swing for Steve.
I forgot about the Death Company squad that was at my home objective. I used Unparalleled Ferocity on the wrong squad. The middle objective's gone. So are the Warriors. Ouch.
Swarmy slaps back into the Terminators. Interesting choice. He could kill Mephiston, but 3 damage kills a Terminator with each failed save, but he only kills 1. Oh no, that was not good.
End of your turn. I have no morales to give you
Yeah.
because everything's either dead or doesn't need a morale check.
Huge clapback for Steve. Doesn't show it on the scoreboard though, but we're sitting at 28 to 10. He's discarded deploy teleport homers and he's discarded hold the line. Scored bring it down with the Tyrannifex death at 36 to 10. Does Steve have enough time in 3 turns to claw this back?
There is a serious discrepancy in the scoreboard right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to actually like pull it back, but I think that I'm in a really good scoring position. Mubin, I think, has to work extra hard, and in my opinion, maybe too hard to try and wrestle the sway of the game back from me. But the real question is come turn 5, has he gained enough ground that I won't catch him?
8 points on primary for Mubin and up to 1 command point to 3 for Steve. Spending a command point on rapid regeneration to give Swarmy back 2 wounds.
Top of the round, I have Synaptic Imperatives. I'm going to use the ability to fall back with Swarmlord and redirect the fight the way I want to and get a 1 versus 1 against Mephiston.
Secondary draws, he gets assassination, he's got to kill a character. Steve's got a few of those around. Grind them down, kill more over a turn than Steve does. And Blood and Guts, kill 3 units in melee. That could be tough. I don't think he really wants to be there.
Onto movement.
Swarmlord does have a boo-boo right
He
now.
has a small
He has
boo-boo.
many boo-boos.
So he's going to fall back.
On a Mubin's movement phase, he's got to bury Steve now, and I'm not sure if this movement is going to be able to do that. He just can't get in, and his advances and charges are not helping him.
Tyranid Prime is going to go hunting just in case. So the Maliceptor is going to move around into the Psychic phase. Warp Storms. I've got Swarmlord. He's okay. I've got the Lone Warrior in the middle. He's okay. Toxicrene. He's okay.
Mephiston. Good. Astrath. Good. Terminators! No,
Ooh, they're real good.
Other Terminators.
Warp Storm kills a wounded Terminator. He will not be back. Death Company and Assault Squad both take a wound.
Psychic phase, Maleceptor's gonna do some work. Maleceptor's gonna catalyst himself.
Sure.
He gets it with an 8. Terminator's gonna take 3 mortal wounds, and I get catalyst. Maleceptor putting in the work, doing the damage he needs to in the psychic phase. Yes. Behemoth psychic power, which is +1 to his wound rolls. He's gonna cast it on himself as well. He rolls double 1s for that.
Excellent. Perils, and you cannot reroll.
D3 for 1, 5 up to ignore, because catalyst. He doesn't ignore it. He takes a damage.
Sweet.
On to Shoosting. Toxicrene. Gonna tentacle those boys over there. Woo! 2d6 for shots. For 6. And 2 to wound.
Toxicrene shoots those Assault Marines and only manages to kill 1.
Yeah. X-Screen's got his sights set on those Death Company Marines. He's gonna wipe them right out. X-Screen's gonna shoot the squad on my home objective. D3 +6 for a full 9 attacks.
Boo!
Looking for 3s to hit.
Bunch of 1s, let's see it. Like none of them.
8 saves, AP 4, 3 damage each.
Okay, so yeah, you just killed them all.
Like I predicted, X-Screen did work. They're gone. 3 shots from the Prime into the Assault Squad. No wounds.
Excellent.
Time to charge.
Time to charge. Swarmlord goes to
He's going for Mephiston.
Mephiston.
Mephiston!
Ooh, here comes... Can you hear that? Choo, woo, woo. Here come the pain train. I don't know what Tyranids sound like. Do they just go gibbly gibbly or they go...
I always use sound effects when I play Warhammer. It makes my dice roll better.
I mean, I could try. Hold on. Let me. Try. Because it sounds like you're strangling a turkey. I guess that's probably what it's here to sound like, is strangling turkeys.
What do I need for the Maleceptor to get into the
It's
Terminators?
quite a charge. You need to roll a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
He's still going in.
The Maleceptor needs a 9 on dice and he fails. Again, that is not good for Mubin.
Maleceptor fails his charge. Come on. You had one job. Toxicrane with the easy charge there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he makes it. He would, but he rolled 6. He's just turning around to give him hugs. Command points to interrupt with.
I got 3, yeah.
Yeah, which means the only fight that matters for me is Swarmlord.
Yeah.
And then 2s. So 6s.
I make 9.
No.
Huzzah! I
you
made
made 1.
3 of them.
Oh, so he's still up with 3.
Yeah, he is. This is awesome. Mephiston lives. He lives. I cannot believe this. Oh, Mubin must be so pissed.
No, Mephiston's still alive. I doubt you're gonna spend the 2 to interrupt now.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend any extra. You just
Yep,
Fight
go over
away.
there and just do horrible things to them.
totally, yep. Or at least you're gonna try. 5s.
5s.
Toxicrane takes out the Assault Squad. That's actually really, really big.
Mephiston fights back. There we go. So on 2s, there's a lot of attacks. Woo.
7 4-ups. I believe in you, Swarmlord. Ooh, so close, but not enough. Swarmlord, down.
Yep, and Mephiston swings it home. It's one of those where he grabs his sword and he points. He points and he just winds up at out of the park.
Believe that is end of the turn.
End of his turn, and Mubin is at 38 points. 23 primary, 15 secondary. He's got a 2-to-1 advantage on grind them down right now. So all Steve has to do is kill 1 to deny that, and has discarded Blood and Guts. Steve's turn 3, and he holds actually 2 and more objectives, so he's going to score 12 on primary. That's big. That brings our score up to 22 to 38 in Mubin's favor. And Steve draws no prisoners. He's just got to kill 30 wounds with the models. With all these monsters on the table, that's actually pretty easy. He's drawn Defend Stronghold. He's got to hold his home objective until Mubin's next turn. Mubin actually can't get there. That's an easy one too. Steve uses new orders to draw Battlefield Supremacy, and he already satisfies that. Big draw for Steve.
So Astorath is going to dish out the reroll aura. So Litany of Hate, and he does. And then he is going to dish out Montrose Strain. So.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so Astorath goes here. Psychic phase.
Psychic phase. Warp storm.
Warp storms.
Oh no, the Terminators get Warp Lightning again.
Mephiston.
Oh, he's okay.
Eradicators. Good. And then Terminators.
No, they take
That's
one
not
too.
good.
Toxicrene. He's okay. Lone Warrior. He's alright.
Alright. So Mephiston is gonna unleash rage.
Mephiston Unleashing Rage fails.
Shadows of the Warp. Doing work. Hell yeah.
We're going to the shooting, so he's gonna take his Absolver pistol and shoot into
Malscepter.
the big man. And then on 5s.
Sweet.
No.
Terminators unload their bolters into the Malscepter.
6s.
He's okay.
The Eradicators, the 2 that are in range, shoot over into the Toxicrene. So on 3s. All of them? On 4s. Come on, do that just one more time. Do it, baby!
Oh no! The Eradicators have completely whiffed!
Oh, those Eradicators. They didn't do anything.
Going into charge phase, so Astorath is going to charge the... I need to roll a 9.
Astorath charges the Malscepter, needs an 8 to make it in. Command re-rolling and he fails! Oh no, Steve needed that. Astorath was all jacked up. The Terminators charge that Lone Warrior. He should be pasted. Steve's gonna spend a command point in Fury the First to give him +1 to hit. Gotta make sure he kills that Warrior, and the Chain Fist alone takes him out.
What I will do, though, is I will consolidate back this way. You can go this way with one of them.
End of that turn sees Steve go to 19 primary and 10 on secondary. He's discarded no prisoners, which I think he can actually score. However, Defense Stronghold is ongoing. He scores Battlefield Supremacy, 29-38 in favor of Mubin.
This game is starting to get closer and closer with every turn. I don't have Synaptic Imperatives anymore. I've got to make every unit count. Start turn 4. I'm going to go up a command point 2.
I also go up to 2.
Only 4 primary for Mubin to take him up to 42 points. No more Synaptic Imperatives as Swarmlord's dead as well. Mubin draws Defend Stronghold, spending a command point on a redraw to get Bring It Down. That's going to be Mephiston.
All right, moving. Exocrine's just going to stay put so you can deny cover.
How far do you need to go? You're actually Balaam on the objective?
Nope, I can still hold it.
Not many units for Mubin to move, but he's got a lot of power still.
Tyranid Prime's going to advance. Woo, for a full 6. So even with the -2, he has 12 inches of movement. I'm just going to hop around and take this objective back. Malscepter, I'm trying to just get out of 24 from Mephiston, but keep the Judiciary the closest. All the movement's done. Psychic phase.
Oh, Steve loses another Terminator to the Warp Storms.
Malscepter is going to Catalyst the Toxicrene.
Okay.
That is good with a 10. So Judiciary takes 3 mortal wounds. And then second cast, he's just going to smite the Judiciary.
Yep.
And the Judiciar goes down to a smiting Malscepter. That's rough, and also 5 points on assassination for Mubin.
Malscepter putting in work yet again, melting that Judiciary. Yes. That means I'm going straight into the shooting phase. Only target I've got to shoot is Exocrine into those Terminators. Exocrine doesn't move. He's got his eyes on those Terminators. Let's get rid of them. So D3 +6 from Exocrine into Terminators for 7.
Thank goodness.
Looking for 3s and then 2s. 2s.
I need to get 4 5-ups to save the unit. It's rough.
Yep.
Nope. Death to all those Terminators.
So despite losing the Terminators, Steve still has left Mubin with nothing to charge, and only thing that he has is a Maleceptor in his face.
All right, he didn't have the greatest turn. He really didn't. But I don't know. I've got this feeling that maybe I can spin it around. I've got to kill that Maleceptor. I've got to get rid of that Toxic Tyranids. And if I can do it, if I can pull off those monsters, I can comfortably be sitting in the driver's seat. Let's hope that happens. Let's hope it happens.
Mubin sits at 50 points, 30 primary, 20 secondary. He's kept Bring It Down, which at this point is actually Mephiston. Not hard to kill if he can get to him. Defense Stronghold is ongoing. 34 to 50 in favor of Mubin. On to Steve's turn 4, and 8 points on primary ticks him up to 42 to 50, still in Mubin's favor. Mubin has 2 command points to Steve's 3. Looks like Astaroth is getting super angry. All of the buffs, all of the litanies, here we go.
Assassination, area denial, and then attempting target.
Steve spends a command point to draw Investigate Sites, action mid-table. That is actually possible. He's pulled Area Denial, keep Mubin a foot away from the middle of the table. He's got to kill those 2 big beasties to do that. Tempting target, he's going to have to take that Toxicrin's objective. I don't know if he can do that.
Alrighty, so Mephiston is going to walk over here. So my Eradicators are going to go for a walk. And the hope is that, yeah, so everyone's in Melter range here. And then Astaroth's going for
A quick jaunt.
Toxicrin takes a mortal from the Warp Storms. It's down to 8 wounds. Steve escapes unscathed.
Okay, so then Psychic, I'm going to Unleash Rage on Astaroth.
So no minus this time.
Good. 6. So then we go into shooting. All right, so I think what has to happen then, the Eradicators are going to shoot into everything into there, yeah. So there's 2 of them that are not in Melter range. So these are not melted. So on freeze. Come on now. On force. Neither.
Okay.
And then one of them that is in Melter range.
This one is one.
Eradicators target the Toxicrin, rerolling to hit with a command point down to 1 command point. Not a bad choice as it has no invuln, but oh no! Fails to wound!
Damn it, Mubin. Astaroth here is going to charge into
Maleceptor?
The Maleceptor, yeah.
Yep.
With an 11, just gets it. So he gets 1 for Mentor Strength, 1 for Angels of Death, and 1 for Savage Echo. Angry. So it's on 2s with rerolls because of Unleash Rage. 2 more go in. Woo. And come on, baby.
Mubin saves 3 of the 4 wounds. Maleceptor at 10 wounds left, but Astaroth stays up.
I make both.
Double 6 is okay.
Whew, what a turn 4 we had, folks. 55 points for Mubin as he defends Stronghold to score 5. He's still got Bring It Down. He's got to kill Mephiston, but 30 primary, 25 secondary. Steve, however, has clawed his way back into this match as we head into turn 5. He's got 47 total points. He's discarded Tempting Target, still has Investigate Sites, and we have an absolute barn burner of a match. Mubin scores 8 on primary to take him up to 38 points there and sit at 63 points overall. He's got 3 command points to Steve's 2.
I continue to have no synaptic imperatives.
Woohoo!
I have no one to tell to do things better.
Woohoo!
Which means I go straight to secondaries.
Oh.
Mubin's 2 new secondaries, and he's going to swap one out for no prisoners. He needs to table Steve to score it, and he can do it. He's drawn Tempting Target. He needs to take that Terminator's objective down to 2 command points. That could be tough.
Moving. I've got the Toxicrin in place. Maleceptor's Psychic phase needs to go off. If he can take out Astaroth during the Psychic phase, that clears up the path for the Toxicrin to get up close and personal with those Eradicators and take that middle objective at the same time. Onto the Psychic phase. Gotta do the Psychic Warp Storm.
Warp Storm time does no effect this turn.
Maleceptor's gonna try and catalyst the Toxicrin again.
Okay.
Catalyst fails. Movement command rerolls. Astaroth takes 3 mortals, but only 1 command point left.
And then he's just gonna try and smite him.
Yeah, that checks out.
With a 6.
Here we go, trying to shut it down. I have to deny this, so I'm going to spend the CP, re-roll the Deny the Witch check. Shuts it down.
Oh, Steve pulls out a reroll with a clutch deny. Astaroth is still alive.
That's big. The Toxicrin will not be able to charge in, and the Maleceptor will not be able to leave where it is right now.
Onto the shooting phase.
Mubin's last command point, an observer organism, exploding 6s for his exocrine. He needs to try to wipe those Terminators. Can he do it?
D3 plus 6. Looking for 3s. 6 explode. 2s. Please, please!
Oh, he does not. That is absolutely huge.
Tentacles into the Eradicators from the Toxicrene.
So
Steve is going to spend his last command point on unyielding in the face of the foe, a Gravis armor specific stratagem, giving him an extra pip of armor protection. He only loses 1 Eradicator to the Toxicrene. That's not enough, Mubin.
Charges.
Toxicrene charges Astorath, and he's in.
We're just gonna give you all the hugs with all the tentacles.
Hypertoxic Miasma does a mortal wound to Astorath and makes him fight last.
3s. It's only AP2 1 damage, but I am winning on 2s. Oh yeah, true. 6 saves, AP2.
Down he goes. That's kind of big. However, that means both those monsters are wide open. Mubin failed tempting target, failed no prisoners, and has kept bring down Mephiston, but Steve's not going to let him get close. He sits at 63 points, and unless Mephiston dies, that's where he's going to end.
Astaroth goes down in the fight phase with the Toxicrene charging, but it's going to come down to the secondaries that Steve's drawing. If he gets the right ones, he might not even have to fire a shot.
Steve draws extend battle lines, score 5 to hold his home objective, and 1 to No Man's Land. He can do that. Secure No Man's Land, hold 2 objectives in No Man's Land, and more than his opponent. He already can do that fairly easily. And investigating sites, he can do it. The Eradicators, with only a unit of 3, walk up, score him 2 points for investigate sites. They're just figuring it out. Yeah, that's it.
they complete the action
Correct.
because you're not wholly within 6 of the center.
I'm not.
It doesn't stop me.
The clutch deny the witch on that smite has absolutely won the game for Steve. 5 points for secure no man's land, 5 points for extend battle lines, and 2 for investigate sites gives him 32 secondary, 12 points on primary, plus the new objective is 14 points, puts him at 41 and 32 for 73, 73-63 with paint scores, 83-73 victory for Space Marine Steve. What a comeback, folks. Never count this guy out. Even when he touches his own dice, he can still pull out the victory. What an amazingly close and fantastic game, absolutely down to the wire. Mubin, I thought you'd actually got your first victory on the Gauntlet, only for Steve to say, "That's thunderhammerable." Special thanks again to our sponsor for this episode, Baron of Dice. Check out the link in the description below, and as always, make sure to tell them PlayOn sent you. Special thank you to both you guys for giving us an absolutely fantastic game, and to you, the fans, for watching. If you like what we do, think about hitting that subscribe button or come over and check us out on our Patreon. We've got a fantastic Discord and an amazing community, behind the scenes stuff, all sorts of neat stuff that you can take part of, and hey, it helps support us to make more of the stuff that you love. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you watching. This is your host, JT McDowell, saying, until the next time you see us in the far-flung future of a grimdark universe, play on!
Steve managed to get the right draws at the right time, and like I said, didn't even fire a shot for that 10-point win.
To the victor goes the spoils. Yeah. It's upside down. Mubin, you're a fantastic, fantastic opponent. I'll play you anytime. I'm so excited that we got to do this. Your gauntlet is only going to get better, I'm sure. So this is a great game. Thank you, everybody, especially all of our patrons. You are, honestly, just the best. You help keep this place going.
I'm upset that I lost, but it was a hell of a fight. Steve, you did amazing. We got to fight again. We need a rematch.